YouTube. We're back again for more of our Gencon Bonanza Explosion Blood coverage. You'll have a Gencon 2019. Thanks to all of our amazing Kickstarter backers. These spectacular companies here who donated games to help make the Kickstarter possible. Huge shout out to them. And of course our big sponsors, Steve Jackson Games, who has the new Deadly Doodles Draw and Draw game, and Tasty Minstrel Games. Right now we're doing something a little bit different. Here with my buddy Brandon, who had a chance to sit down and play an alpha, correct?
That's what I'd call it. I would call it an alpha or pre-alpha of
Go for it.
Return
to
Dark
Tower from Restoration Games.
Restoration Games. Every game deserves another turn. So in case you don't know who Restoration Games are, real quick, they know who they are. Okay, I was going to do the pitch.
Get to the meat and gravy.
Let's get to the good stuff.
What'd you think? And this, let's before we get started. You are a huge Dark Tower fan. I think this is important to know.
It is important to know.
You own it.
I do own it. It is one of my Grail games. I grew up playing it. This is in my top 10. So the original Dark Tower is one of the most important games to me. So when they announced that they were doing a retheme or a rebirth of it, I was quite excited about it. They announced it last year. It's Rob Daviau. It's Isaac Childress, who does this little game called Gloomhaven. Maybe you've heard of it.
Come on, just get to the substance, baby. Tell me about the game.
All right, so what they've done is they kept the core of it. They've kept the circular board. They've kept the pieces of the map that are little map pieces. There's 4 factions. They've kept the brigands. They've kept the tower. That's the important part. Well, maybe. Each faction essentially has their own powers that are going to be working together. It's actually going to be a cooperative game. So they've changed it from being on their own to being cooperative. There's going to be a little quest where there's going to be pieces on the board that you have to go to and do certain things. So maybe there's a monk where you have to go pay him $10, and you go pay him $10, and then something else happens. It's going to be 2 components. There's going to have the tower itself, which was freaking massive, and I had to ask Justin of Restoration Games if it was going to be that big, because it was good size.
Name drop.
Yeah, no, right. Justin Jackson. Anyway, so, and there's also going to be an app. So I didn't think there was going to be an app with it, but there is going to be a companion app. So it's sort of in the what's the one with Mansions of Madness, I think.
Yeah.
That has the board and the app where you click on stuff. That's going to be part of it as well. And one of the things that they're doing is a really sort of cool thing where on the app there'll be a deck of cards to draw from. So that's sort of like a Gloomhaven-y thing. So you can sort of feel Isaac's presence in the game, and you'll click you can click on the cards to see basically what happens in your fight with the brigands. So the brigands are coming in from the outside. And let's get to the tower part. So the tower part is a cube tower where you're dropping in these little cubes. And right now the design is, and just a reminder for those of you out there, this is all alpha, so this can all change. But right now, it's got a bunch of doors on it, and it's sort of weird. But the doors are on it, and as you drop the cubes in, you don't necessarily know where the cubes are going to go. So when the tower activates, it's actually blowing those doors off, like the door will fall off of the tower, and if there's cubes behind it, those cubes fall out onto the board, and that becomes one of 2 things. You can either put it on an enemy that's in that realm where the cube falls, or it becomes what they call plague. And plague just goes on to one of the spaces on the board. And again, it's still on work, but one of the ideas is that if one of the sections fills up with plague, you lose. So you don't want to do that. So it takes place over 12 months. Each month things are happening where you want to basically go take care of either the main quest or the side quests, which is another thing. You don't do the main quest, you'll never finish the game. You don't do the side quest, something bad happens. Meanwhile, you're all trying to take care of these enemies that are coming, and each month they change. And you're also trying to take care of the plague. And that's kind of where it sort of ended. The interesting things to me were the cooperative nature of it, the fact the monsters change. The cube mechanic with the doors is really interesting. They kept the spinning gears. So one of the things they really wanted to keep is in the old Dark Tower, when you power it up, you can hear it whir and spin, and it's sort of this just fun, visceral experience.
So purely for the fans on that one.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
What did you dislike about it?
What did I dislike about it? Well, I can't really say that, honestly, because it's hard to judge something on alpha.
No, it's not.
It's
not. You can judge on the alpha, man. That's how they change movies. What did you dislike about the alpha?
It didn't feel. There was some of the RNG to me kind of felt gone. So like a big part of the old Dark Tower was RNG.
Randomness.
Randomness. Sorry. And they've kind of got away from that, where it's a little bit more strategic, where you have a little bit more control. And part of the old one is like, oh, it's like you have no idea what's going to happen. But that was kind of it to me. They've kept the spirit of it. They got rid of food, which to me was a great thing, because in the original, keeping track of food is a giant pain in the butt. So they got rid of that. They said it's very 1980, and I agree. Rob and Isaac and Justin, I'm going to drop all three of them. They all seem very, very passionate about this project. Davio was like super into it.
It's going to make a couple $1 million.
It's going to make a ton of money. It's going to make a ton of money. They had one table, and it was one demo at 3:30 yesterday, and it was packed. I mean, there was about 30, 40 people standing around this one tiny little table just to get a glance at this thing. So it's going to be big. I'm very excited to see what they do with it.
Did you get the player count? Did they say?
What's that?
Did they happen to say the player count?
4. I believe it's going to be 4.
Just 4?
And an average time, they said they're shooting for about 2 hours.
Ooh,
so this is going to be a bigger, meatier, chunkier game. But Justin said they're shooting for about 2 hours. They intend to have it done and designed by the end of the year. It's probably going to be at Kickstarter by the end of the year. Or early next, but my guess is this won't come to fruition probably till like 2021. So it's a while out, but it's coming, and it looked fun. It looks like it's gonna be awesome, and I'm all about it. Doesn't matter. It could be like $600, and I'm like done. I mean, it'll be something I get for sure.
All right, there you go. That is Return to Dark Tower from Restoration Games. If it looks like it might be a cup of tea, go throw money at their face when they launch it on Kickstarter in a couple months. If you're enjoying what we're doing, click on that subscribe button down below and in the comments below. Let me know. You're lost in the wilderness.
Okay.
You can grab one thing in this hotel room right now to take with you. Only one.
Lost in the wilderness. Okay.
It can't be a phone, because it's got 2 of
Okay.
these.
Okay. What would I do?
What are you grabbing? You grabbing that vodka? Just saying, it's sitting right there beckoning.
What the hell am I doing with that?
You're going to get wasted. That's what you're going to do.
I grab the table because it's got edges on it. I can make those into weapons. I can break it down, and I can burn it and other things. What are you grabbing?
Man, that's a good one. I'm grabbing the. I'm grabbing the sleeping bag down there. Duh. It's kind of a no-brainer. Let me know in the comments below. What are you grabbing out of our hotel room? And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
See ya.
Vodka, a table, or
or the